Flags flew jauntily over the Ford Motor Company's new factory in Willowvale, Salisbury, as guests were welcomed by the managing director to the official opening. "We know that the country is sound," he said, "and it holds rich and rewarding promises for the future." Sir Roy Walensky, in his opening address, said the Federation was determined to provide a stable environment for industry. Sir Roy unveiled a plaque commemorating another major industrial step forward in the Federation. The Sergeant-at-Arms leads Mr. Speaker to the dais in the first session of LegCo since Nyasaland's general election. Dr. Hastings Banda was among the new members to be sworn in. Veteran member of LegCo, Mr. Michael Blackwood, followed him. And so it's down to work for Nyasaland's new government. The cooperative housing project at Salisbury's Highfield Township recently had a visit from a group of United States senators. The Southern Rhodesian government is financing the scheme, and the United States is providing technical advice. And the senators see for themselves the general layout of the whole project, a concrete example of the great progress being made here. Opening the flower show in Bulawayo City Hall, Sir Donald McIntyre said this was one thorny problem he didn't in the least mind tackling. Decorative work was very good this year, said the experts. Roses made up 200 of the 500 exhibits, and the judge's verdict, good, but has been better in previous shows. 200 members of the Junior Red Cross in Bulawayo turned up for a presentation of proficiency certificates by Lady Gibbs. Grand Proficiency Badges, very rare and the highest award in the junior ranks, were presented to Cheryl De Monte, Manky van der Merwe and Jennifer Daniels. There are plenty of boys in the Junior Red Cross, but it's the girls who will join the nursing profession. About 50,000 people attended the recent Nairobi Show, whose main theme this year was the clothing industry. The Federation's pavilion attracted nearly 14,000 people and many complimentary remarks. The Federation's coat of arms was made entirely out of copper in Bulawayo, where this handsome radiogram was also manufactured. 40 federal clothing manufacturers exhibited their wares at the show, and the fashion displays, which went on throughout the day, drew overflow crowds for every performance. Central African Airways was there too, to attract tourists. Agricultural equipment is always an important part of any show, but the large crowds surely got their biggest thrill from the massed bands of the Coldstream Guards, the Royal Inniskilling Fusiliers, the Uganda Regiment, and the King's African Rifles. Outside the town hall, Bulawayo's contribution to Commonwealth Training Week was launched by Sir Humphrey Gibbs. Training Week, which laid emphasis on the training of young workers to take their place in industry, was held throughout the Commonwealth at the request of the Duke of Edinburgh. Visits to works, such as this one to the Dunlop Tyre Factory, were organised all over the Federation to show school children what opportunities there were for them. More and more today, there's less and less room for the unskilled worker, and the sooner a youngster decides on a career, the better. The RRAF station at Thornhill Guello was thrown open to the schools too, for those who might like to make a career in the Air Force. Pilots are always wanted, but there are plenty of other jobs too. In a couple more years, perhaps, son? The Air Force also took part in the Careers exhibition in Salisbury, where these gleaming turboprop engines were a delight for the mechanically minded. Last year's Miss Federation, Jenny Lee Scott, was on hand to explain the duties of a CAA stewardess. And there's always room for a good man, or woman, in the police force. And in the army of today, you don't just have to be a foot slugger. There are plenty of other interesting careers. Want to see how a telephone exchange works? And here's a photograph being transmitted by radio. One of the many interesting careers open to the Federation's young people today.